Welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura Watson, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do a quick color mixing exercise to do a fun project using a wildflower. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a little bit of a color matching video. So I'm going to go out into the yard and pick some wildflowers, and then I'm just going to mix up some colors and show you how you can do a little fun exercise without having to worry about making a fancy painting, and just have fun with learning how to play with color and enjoying the world of botanicals. Okay, so let's get right into the video. I have picked some wildflowers here out of the yard. I live on a 10-acre farm right now. We move around a little bit in our tiny home, but right now we're in this beautiful farm setting, and there's these musk mallow flowers growing on the sides of the fields. This one has some flowers that are finishing up a little bit. And then this is more of a fresher flower with some buds on it, and they're just sort of finishing up for the season, and the deer have been eating them, so I wanted to pick some before they were all gone. And they have these beautiful sort of ornate looking leaves as well. So I'm going to make a bit of a color grid. I have a piece of paper here I'll use. It's just a scrap piece of watercolor paper. I have my 52 pen artist quality watercolor palette here. And then I do have a chart of all the colors I have in my palette. It really helps me mix and match colors. I can see already that my mallow is going to be somewhere in this red-violet range here. So I'll start with mixing something like that up to match my flowers, and then something for the leaves as well. I'm using just an old worn out brush, clean water. So I'm going to start off with giving cobalt violet a try. Looks pretty accurate actually already for the color. But I want a few different versions of the color. There is not just pink, there's also sort of some purpley colors in the older flowers, and part of doing this exercise is just to examine subjects and learn about color. So I'm going to just take a step over here to bright violet as well. It's a little bit too violet, so I'm just going to see what happens when I mix in some pink with that. So, but maybe brilliant pink, which is more of an opaque pastel pink. We are just having lots of fun with color, and this gives you more of that purple tone of pink that you see in these older flowers or in the shadowy areas, and I quite like that. So make that more purple like that, and more cobalt violet, maybe some of the brilliant pink. This is Brilliant Pink by Holbein. And then maybe mix also some cobalt violet in with that. Goodness, really loud vehicles out tonight. Not sure if you can hear that in the background, but anyway. So I have some of my flower colors now. They've got this beautiful little center, and then very fresh green buds. So I think I'll actually grab some phthalo yellow green, which is very bright, but it's quite fresh for flowers. And then I will just add, I'll see what about adding some cobalt violet to that to dull it down a little bit. And that noise in the background is the cat door swinging back and forth, and my cats are running back and forth. It's like they know when I'm filming and decide to make lots of noise. Then I'll go for a bit of a more muted green, so my favorite old sap green here. Maybe mix a little bit of phthalo yellow green into that one. take more sap green and maybe mix in, there's a bluey tone here, so maybe some French ultramarine. I'm just looking at my color map because I haven't used this palette for a little while. So there's French ultramarine. Or more of that bluey green tone. So I'll move these over here, and then I'll move my paper in. A bit of a stain on the back, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is just take, this is an inexpensive chisel brush, just wet it. I'll start with the flower colors, and I'm just going to make somewhat of a grid. Some of the same puddles I'll paint over again, but some will be more concentrated. You see the beautiful transparency in these colors. And then I'll just maybe grab a bit of stronger color just for fun. That one almost looks like ombre, which is kind of neat. Just a fun way to experiment with your brush and your palette. So I have these beautiful colors here. And now I'll start with some of the green. I like to mix the colors how I would use them for painting, but then also grab some of the fresher, more pure color right out of the pan, and it just sort of gives you an idea of the tones and range of color that you can experiment with. Now dip my brush, dab it on the paper towel, and just lighten up those tones a little bit. Moving along, definitely not evenly spaced squares, that's okay. And now I have this beautiful little color grid, and I'm just going to dry this up and make a quick drawing of my mallow over top with ink. So I'm going to draw this mallow here, just lightly sketch this in. And I'm just having a look at how the leaves sort of go. Just going to make them very simple looking. Now I have a sketch done, so I'm going to just grab a pen. Just use my larger pen, the 0.3 Sigma micron pen. And then I'm just going over my pencil lines here with the ink. I don't really feel like I'm that great with pen and ink and line drawings. More of my forte is painting. But I thought I'd give this a try. Making a very few slight amount of contour lines on the buds and petals, and then I'll add in the little leaves. Oh, that is my cat jumping down on the table. Just adding in some little wispy bits here and there. And I'm just making the parts of the leaves, just like the fronds, the little leaflets, a little bit thicker, so sort of going over my lines a few times. One of the reasons I don't do a lot of ink drawing is it sort of makes my hand cramp up, and I have a lot easier time with sort of the fluid, lighter movements of watercolor painting. And I don't want to take too much time on this because it's supposed to just be a quick and easy exercise. And then just one more here. So these are sort of palmate leaves with little fronds coming off the side, so they could look intimidating with a lot of detail, but they're just really a bunch of simple shapes put together. You can take a lot more time on them, but I'm just going to do that for now. So that is my little drawing of my musk mallow and the beautiful colors that we mixed up. And this was a fun little evening exercise to do after work when you don't have lots of time or energy. I hope you enjoyed this video and give it a try. thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear what you think of this type of video down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.